Now, for real, welcome to Out Fox with Bourbon. This is Gray Fox from Sly Fox Tactical. Below me is Out West with Chris. Yeah, I see you, buddy. Hey. And over there is John from Beer, Bourbon, and Bushcraft.
How y'all doing?
Ice maker extraordinaire. All right, so today is kind of the last test before we take this thing live on our regularly scheduled program. So we figured we'd just come on here and chat a little bit with you guys and just see what's going on in the world. Today was a big day because we had the drop video of the battle box, which seemed to have mixed reviews and panties and bundles.
Yes.
So that was interesting. So it seems to me that it's going to be a DOP box and or hygiene. Is that it? Hygiene box? Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, that's what I think. DOP kit, hygiene.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of that? You guys did you guys see the video?
Yeah, I watched it last night at like 12:30 my time.
Mm-hmm.
Or this morning at 12:30 my time. That was a hilarious video, and the fact that he was not alone in the bathroom made it even funnier.
That was Dan that was in there. It had to be.
Yeah, I think it was Dan. It sounded like him.
Yeah, it sounded like him. That was pretty funny. I enjoyed it.
I thought he was just going to open it like that. But the fact that he did the whole video from the bathtub,
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't believe it, man. That cracked me up. I was like, seriously? He's going to stay in there the whole time? Unbelievable. But that
I was
shit
kind
was
of
funny.
glad
Man.
he stayed in the tub. I was afraid he was going to be up and out.
Yeah. Nobody wants that, man.
Yeah.
Shit, Karen scared Joe for life. Man, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. There's a lot of folks, especially on the forum. I guess there's a little thing, kerfluffle on Facebook too. I haven't looked at that, but folks that were pretty disappointed, I guess. And the crazy thing is, like, this has been telegraphed for weeks now.
I agree.
That this is what they were coming out with,
Yeah. Well, they did it. Not only was it, I mean, if you follow the forum, then you know that people have been asking for this type of box for a long time. Probably 3-4 months that I can remember back where people have saying, hey, it'd be cool to have a hygiene box, which some people agreed with, some people didn't. But then they did the live feed. It was during a Man Show episode, right?
Yeah. 2
Where
weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that, where they actually said they actually started talking about DOP kits, so we had a good idea that they were going to do it.
Right.
Well,
But,
Yeah, the monthly giveaway was that shaving thing.
yeah, shaving kit.
Yeah.
So I kind of had a good idea that that's what they were going to do. I mean, I knew that combat toothbrush was going to be in there for sure.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure. And that grenade deodorant, antiperspirant, whatever. I was pretty sure that was going to be in there, but I just wasn't 100% sure about everything else.
Right.
So it turns out that the DOP bag that he pulled out was the actual DOP bag as well. So he showed a good, 20% of the kit in that one video. So we kind of had a good idea of what was going on there. But how do you guys feel about the kit now that you've seen it?
I like it. I think hygiene, I carry hygiene in all my bags, from everything from small toothbrushes, wet wipes, everything. It's such a morale booster that I think it's super important. And I don't have a second set of good stuff here. I have my normal toothbrush and, that stuff. Whenever I go out of town or wife and I go stay somewhere, I take all my stuff out of the bathroom and put it in my bag and take it with me and then bring it back and put it back. Now I'm going to have my own set that's going to be my travel set for when her and I get away, which we do as often as we can. And I'm excited about it personally. So,
Yeah, I am cool with it. I'm okay with it. I mean, to really judge the box, I'm gonna have to hold it. That's gonna be the big thing for me is actually looking at the items and holding them. From what I could see though from the video, there were some items that I think I could use on my long camping trips or my hunting trips where we're without a shower for a long freaking time, and that type of thing. And I do travel quite a bit too, camp quite a bit. So I'll get use out of everything, but I can kind of relate to where some folks are coming from in a way. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, me personally, as you guys know, I'm traveling all the time.
Right.
So, all around the state of Florida. I just spent a couple weeks in California. So I'm traveling constantly. So especially I got a package on the way from BattleBox. I just got my notification that I got a box on the way.
yeah, I just got mine too.
But but anyways, so yeah. But anyways, I'm jazzed about it. I kind of like it. I think it's going to be kind of funny to have all that tactical shit sitting on my sink at a Hilton Hyatt, or whatever, at a Hilton Homewood Suites or whatever. When the lady comes to clean my room, she's going to be like, grenade, so that'll be kind of good. But I just think that it's going to be kind of a cool kit to have, and I think it's kind of fun. I did order even before I've seen, once I watched that video, I went ahead and, because I knew that they were going to sell out of the attachments for the tactical toothbrush,
Right.
the Klecker attachments.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and as soon as I watched the video, I jumped in there and ordered 3 of those for myself, so that I have them for my kit. So I got
But none of the attachments come with the toothbrush or in the kit at all?
just the toothbrush.
Just the toothbrush. So the ones you were showing, you have to go get those separately.
You have to buy them separate. And the same thing with the toothpaste tablets. They don't even have out yet. It's something that they're testing, but they haven't made them yet. They don't even have them on the website yet. I sent them a message actually through Facebook to let me know. They said within like a couple of weeks, I guess, that the toothpaste tablets are going to be ready, and they've actually got the space in the bar for those tablets as well. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. I got the flashlight in there because you can never not have, having a flashlight everywhere you go is a good idea. I got the beard comb because shit gets tangled. And then what else did I get? I think I got that Klecker knife, the little Klecker knife that has the back lock on it that looks like the little Klecker. So I mean, it's kind of a cool little knife. So I figured, what the hell? But yeah. So anyways, I think it's kind of cool. In fact, I thought it was kind of gimmicky at first when he showed it on the live feed. But now that Curran kind of explained it better and took it apart and showed what all it's got, and it made a lot of sense to me, I guess. But coming from my personal background, coming from that, being out in the field or, all the places I went in the Marine Corps, we'd have people medevac out for dental hygiene all the time, more than anything else, more than actual injuries of, when we weren't actually doing anything. More than anybody injuring themselves was people having dental hygiene problems and having to be medevaced out. So dental hygiene is a hugely important thing in the field. Absolutely important because we had a lot of people go out because of that. But,
in a long-term survival type scenario, dental hygiene's huge. Like, because if you get an infection, or a tooth decay that kind of starts to abscess and all that, I mean, that's like you could die from it. You know what I mean? Because you can get an infection and totally could die from something like that. So something to keep in mind.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's super important. When I was in the Army, I was chosen to be our sanitation NCO for the company, and I actually went to a 40-hour class on field sanitation. Learn where to dig latrines, how to dig them, where to put them. More hours than I care to think about on how to dispose of used feminine products in the field.
Feces. Hey man, I had to change the one night I had to go do the changing of the diesel fuel.
Oh yeah.
That sucks, man. that is literally a crappy duty, to tell you the least. But yeah, pretty horrible.
Got to do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess some people, and I think maybe people don't really get what Battle Box is. You know, if you look back,
Bonnie.
the last 10 missions, you had land navigation, fire, fishing box, which tons of people didn't like. I loved it. Water purification, shelter, camp
I
comfort, which got a ton of flack.
I loved the firebox, which got a hell of a lot of flack too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was great. Then you had the bushcraftman, which everybody loved. Then you had blade care, which got a little bit of flack.
Which
Yeah.
I thought was another great box.
Then you had camp chef, which got some more flack, I think. And then you had EDC gear, which everybody wanted, but once they got it, they were kind of, you know, there was some shade being thrown at that too. So, you know, if you look at everything, and I wouldn't start back at mission 1, 2, or 3, because I think even Dan would tell you those were pretty shitty. You know, he would probably come out and say, "Hey, those weren't our best boxes." You know what I mean?
Right.
But and Joe on the chat just mentioned, "Hey, I've got plenty of that stuff though." You know, and I get that too. Like, you know, he says, "I'm all for hygiene. I just have way too much supplies in that area." But you know, you could say the same thing about the firebox.
Yeah. Or you could say the same thing about the Browse blades.
Nice.
That guy. You know, so I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
where I'm going with
I'm
this.
sorry. These aren't Browse blades. These are Bastions.
Bastions, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting like Chris. I'm collecting them.
I actually gave one away.
Did you really? What a guy.
Yeah.
What a
I'm nice. I gave one away to my former employer.
Oh, the guilt got you, buddy.
Yeah, it did. No, but back on topic. I think everybody's like thinking they're gonna get like gas masks and tactical lights they could put on their guns and you know that type of stuff with BattleBox. But you know the water box. You know everything was focused around water, and that's all like hugely important. You know, I don't know. I guess I don't know if people get it. If you cycle through it, if you're with BattleBox for a year, you're gonna have a good start on things that you're gonna need if shit ever really does hit the fan.
Right. Well, I also didn't know that those little soap things ever existed. I'd never seen them before. The little soap strips.
Those look really cool. I can't wait to get them and see them. I've never seen them either.
No.
You know, I've got the collapsible towels and you know camp towels and stuff like that, but you can always use more.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
I mean, I have rolled up towels now, and just like that in my car, in my wife's car, just in case. I've got them in all my bags. It's, you know, it's not. I don't think it's just, you know, the old prepper saying 2 is 1 and 1 is none. I like the redundancy of, you know, if I need a towel, I've got multiples, and then those little camp towels and the wet wipes. I think those are all awesome products that get used constantly. I'm always replacing wet wipes and the towels in my packs.
Those giant wet wipes
Yeah,
are
that one.
freaking awesome. That was a monster, man.
Those looked great. And like, you know, when we're out elk hunting and stuff, you know, that's one of the things we use as a shower. We take wet wipe showers because, and we still stink anyways, but, you know, just we would kill each other with our stench if we didn't do something, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. What else was in that box? Besides
that shaver kind of looked a little gimmicky to me. It was
little-
kind of cool, but
yeah, I thought it was pretty pricey for what it was.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think it's cool that it looks like I think that looked more like an AK-47 end than or an AR, I guess. But either way, I think it's kind of cool. But there's no way in the world I could talk Vixen into letting me go buy that. If I'm like, hey, I just want this base for this razor that looks like an AK but you know it uses the same blades as the razor that I'm currently using now. There's no way in hell she would kill me. You know.
Right, exactly.
So, you know, that was a little goofy. I mean, it's cool. It's cool to have. Am I upset that I have it or that I'm getting it? Not really, but I mean, yeah, I can see where people would be like, dude, I don't need a $40 razor when I can get away with a $10 one. Oh, the taint washer thing. Yeah, that's Joe just brought that up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that thing was. I mean, it's a man loofah.
A tactical loofah.
Yeah, a man loofah. I can get away with a man loofah.
I don't
That's
know.
all right.
See a few of these items. I got from another subscription box. It was like over a year ago. No, almost a year ago. And that other subscription box was Alpha Outpost. They did a dock kit. Some of the stuff was okay.
You got some of the same stuff.
Well, I got soap. I got the Duke
Yeah.
Cannon soap, which is, I liked it. I like that soap. And then Duke Cannon had a big thing in there as well. It was branded Alpha Outpost, and it was a soap bag. So basically the same thing. The one that Battlebox had, what was
I
that?
remember that.
I remember seeing videos on that gear. I think you did a video on that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one that looks like the one that's in the battle box is better quality, but still it's a fucking loofah,
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't have the price sheet in front of me, so I don't know how much they're charging for that thing. But
Right.
But anyways, so Joe Squirrel saying, "Hell, I steal my wife's disposable razors all the time, but I'm a cheap bastard." That's pretty funny shit.
Yeah.
So okay, so here's the big thing though. Out of everything, yeah, the little towels are great. I mean, I'll definitely use them. The huge wet wipes, I'll use that. The razor, I'll use it just because I have it now, and I've got shitloads of those Mach 3 disposables, that I can take the ends off of. But what about the knife, the Browse blade? John, what do you think about that?
I think it looks like a neat knife that you could keep in the DOP kit. I kind of saw and really paid attention on the forums this time, and I stopped mine at advanced this month. I didn't go clear up. I mean, having that knife with the serial number and everything, if it was one of their other blades, but once we kind of figured out that it was that one that was in the battle box picture with all the blades in it, looking at it, it's a friction folder, and it's not my cup of tea. I really like the Bastion knife. Heavy duty. I know I can use this knife, and that's the kind of knife I like, or fixed blades. I mean, I have a few really nice folders. Most of my stuff is fixed blades. And I saw that, I kind of thought, no, you know what? I've got some other preps that I need to do right now, so I'm going to
Drop it.
cut back, take that $100 and throw it into something else right now, and then get back to Pro Plus for the next month, which I'm really hoping is like a Gray Man box though.
That's my guess, actually. But I mean, they said the one hint I saw on that was there's going to be a lot of wearables.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Said that.
So that's pretty interesting. A lot of wearables. Chris, what did you think of the knife, buddy?
I thought that I think it's kind of cool. The fact that it's one of 6,000, I think, is the biggest selling point for me. It's got the copper. Was it copper?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's copper
handle. So that's kind of unique. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I gotta hold it. There are a few things about it that I don't like. It's really small. It looked really small.
It does.
Unless
Unless Brandon's hands are this big, it's a very small knife.
Yes, it's very small. It looks like it's maybe 2 1/4 inch blade.
Yeah, it's small. Browse Blades makes some really cool stuff. I would imagine that their Tyrant is a fairly decent knife, although it looks really cool. I'm not a super huge fan of that shape. They do make a couple other ones that I do like. So Browse does make good stuff. They make good knives. There's no doubt about that. They make good knives. Am I jazzed about this one? I think it's cool to have a limited edition numbered piece that's limited to 6,000 pieces branded browse with Battle Box, and it's something that will definitely be a good investment for the future.
Yeah.
But would I rather have a different browse knife? Yeah, but I mean, the other browse knives are $300-400 knives. They're really expensive. I don't think there's any way they could have afforded to put them in a box.
Yeah, I
But
think that,
you know,
that there's some really cool things about it, and I'm not gonna regret having it. The one that I saw in the video was actually a little bit different than the one that I saw in the live stream I did with Brandon
yeah,
and
you got a preview. That's right.
yeah, so it was a little bit different. But yeah, I'm still stoked about the knife. Don't get me wrong. I can't wait to hold it, look at it, inspect it. I think you could shave with it. It looks like that style of a knife blade edge.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty cool about it. I don't know, guys. I gotta jet for just a second. I will be right back.
You're okay. You're okay. It looks like Squirrel's going to use it as a pube shaver, so good for him.
That's squirrel. What else would you expect? Come on.
But then again, Squirrel with your little squirrel hands, it should probably be like a full body shaver, so it's no problem. It'll cover you. No issues whatsoever. So being as Chris is taking a break away, I'll go ahead and show you this. Look at that. Ooh.
That looks really nice.
That is one giant piece of Damascus steel. Look at that. So this is going to be the Damascus steel made for me. Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
That's my wife, Marcella.
Hi.
I've seen her before. She jumped on a live feed with me once before.
Oh, that's right.
I actually hit the button instead of decline. Yeah, I just got done with Zumba that day. Well, and just now, but that looks
Yep.
cool.
Thanks. Yeah, so this is the 1.35
Nice.
Damascus steel. It's four layer Damascus, and this is going to be the Damascus we use for the Sly Fox Skinner Damascus editions. The way I figure it is I should be able to get these. This is a D2 version, but I should be able to get 4 of them out of this piece of steel.
Nice.
So 4 Damascus out of this.
Where'd you get the Damascus at?
Alabama Damascus. I know those guys.
Okay.
And go
Can
ahead.
you give them an email? I need to know what steels they used. I'm guessing 1095 and 15N20. I need that for heat treat.
Oh, okay, no problem. Yep, I'll get that for you. But
Okay.
but yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So they made it for me because I needed it. Normally, the ones they make are only 3 inches wide. But I needed a 4-inch piece in order to make my knife, right?
Right.
So, so they made this one special for me, and this is called Alabama Buckshot. That's the name of the Damascus, the
That's
style
really
of
cool
Damascus.
pattern.
Yeah, so pretty neat.
Oh,
But yeah, that'll be the
you guys
that'll be the steel. But yeah, no, I'll definitely find out what they use to throw it together so that you have that information.
Sweet. I got something to show off too while we're at it.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
Introduce you to a very good friend of mine. His name is My Enemies. My mother-in-law bought this for me.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Crystal Skull decanter.
Uh
So I can actually say that I drank from the skull of my enemies. And I poured myself a glass of bourbon.
huh. There you go, buddy. I actually have a Crystal Skull vodka myself. I think it's freaking delicious. I like that stuff. And what's funny is when I bought it, they had like this big table with all the Crystal Skull vodka stuff on it. And you know who was sitting behind the table? Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he owns Crystal Skull vodka.
Did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's cool.
But he was there in Sarasota at the liquors place that I go to, Total Wine, and with this Crystal Skull vodka. So I thought that was pretty freaking cool, man. But yeah, pretty neat stuff. Pretty neat stuff.
Yeah.
So it seems like I make one of these a day. Because it takes. You know what sucks about it? this section right here,
Yeah.
cutting this out. If this didn't exist, I could do all of them in one day, no problem. But because of this little piece, which makes the whole knife what it is,
Right. Right.
that is a bitch to cut out, and get it smooth on the inside just right with the right dimension. That's a pain in the ass. But and I ended up ordering some carbide jigsaw blades, and they at least helped me get halfway. And then I have a carbide wheel for my oscillating spindle sander to take it the rest of the way. But yeah, that part is a big pain in the ass. But that's kind of what makes the knife.
Yeah, but that's the key functional.
It's the whole thing. It's what makes the whole thing.
Yeah, I
See
know.
you later,
cutting with
Joe.
gloves
Thanks for
is
stopping by, buddy. Joe
Oh.
Miller.
really-
Hey, guys.
after really- but-
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
I'm back.
Hey, Chris, did you see that Damascus?
No.
Here, I'll show you real quick. A quick flashy.
Ooh, that's sexy.
And that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the Damascus for the Sly Fox Skinner.
How many blades are you going to go through cutting that?
Actually,
No, none. It's not as hard as the D2.
Right, it's
Oh, okay.
a lot
Gotcha.
softer. If it's 1095 and 15N20, then it's a lot softer. That carbide bandsaw blade should zip through that,
Yeah.
no problem.
So that's almost going to be more ideal for you to work with. It'll be easier to work with.
Yeah, it will be, but I mean,
It's
this
way
is
more
a
expensive.
this is a $400 piece of Damascus.
Right. That's crazy.
So, whereas the Sheeta D2 that I can get 12 blades from,
Right.
is I can get the whole plate for $165,
Huh.
and that's enough to make 12 blades roughly. Then yeah, of course you have to add in all the saw blades and sanders and materials and all the other stuff it takes to cut and make that stuff. But just the steel itself, that's about right where it's at. So yeah, so it's a lot more expensive, especially if you're doing. You can buy a Damascus sheet for like $150, $160, but if you're going for something with a special,
Hey, I have a question. Technical
Yeah.
question, guys. Ignore us for just a second.
go ahead.
So you know how we can send messages in the Hangout that
Yeah,
aren't
Yeah.
supposed to be viewable? Will it not be viewable if I send this right now?
I don't know. You can try.
Okay. You see that?
Yes, I do.
Was it viewable to
Yeah.
every-
I saw
Yeah, it popped up right on the main screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Now text messages, those definitely won't. So if you got to text
Right.
me something, go ahead. But,
Yeah. I'll text you something.
okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can buy a piece of Damascus for $150, but where they nail you on Damascus is depending upon what pattern you get, how well the pattern gets, how many changes in the pattern there are as it goes through. That, like I said, was Alabama buckshot, but it's a special Alabama buckshot where it has really small circles to it. So every knife will have just a ridiculous amount of angles and everything else, which to me is what makes the Damascus cool as hell.
Yeah, especially with that blade, the way those dots are going to line up, it's going to look really sweet. Certain Damascus, like a ladder pattern, which is like a curve down, and they're really nice for long blades, especially kitchen knife blades. They look great.
Yeah,
But I think you chose perfectly
for what
that.
we're doing.
That.
For sure. My son that's a chef asked me to make him a Damascus chef's knife. And so I'm ordering a less expensive piece of Damascus that has the longer lines in it, because it'll be a little bit better fit for that.
Can I change topics just really quick?
Go for it, man.
So hey, did you ship those axes out?
They're in the box. They go out tomorrow morning.
Oh, those axes, dude, you guys did so good on those.
Yep.
Yeah, I really, really dig them. So I just hit 3,000 subs on the channel, and
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. It happened sometime today while I was at work. So really stoked about that. Last night, knowing that I was going to hit it sometime soon, I recorded a video that I'm going to post on Facebook. Anyways, it's a random number generator video, just me recording my screen. And I picked between 3,200 or 3,300 or something like that, and 3,700. And the random number came up with 3,556. And I thought, that's a cool number right there, you know?
That is a cool number.
So when the channel hits 3,556, we're going to give away one of those axes that you made. And hopefully a lot of other cool stuff. So
you want me to grab one and show it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
That's great, Chris. Congratulations on hit 3,000. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have a goal for this year to hit 5,000.
Oh, great.
Oh, it's gonna be tough. Like I'm just seeing how it's pacing. But I think it's doable.
Yeah,
but
I think this will help, and the other stuff that you got going on is gonna expand you quite a bit. I mean, my channel, I got the little baby channel. I mean, I hit 256 subscribers today, which I was like excited, but I just passed my year mark on YouTube.
Right.
I'm kind of excited that I've grown that quick, but I think we're going to hit 5,000, no problem.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
on this stuff.
Yeah, I'm going on my third year, and that first year was just a grind, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There it is. Man, that looks nice.
Like cool.
Yeah.
I like how she did the little hiking guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how she got it in there. I mean, you can see this
incredible job with that.
You see the size of my finger.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the kayak, I mean, everything's just so detailed.
They're not great. So there's one of them, and of course we signed the back of them.
One of two. That's awesome. That makes me so happy, dude. Thanks for the hard work that both of you put into that.
Oh yeah, no problem, brother. Anything for you, buddy. There's the other one.
2 of 2. That's so cool.
Yeah. And the head is really kind of neat. You see how orange it is?
Yeah. How did you get that on there?
It's I did a wet powder coat and then baked it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is one of my axes. One of them I'm going to keep, and one of them I'm going to give away. And the one that I keep, I think I'm going to get. I'm going to frame it in a box somehow and hang it up. So the other 2 axes that I have, I'll use and abuse. I have my abuse axe.
Yeah. Use me.
Then I have my use axe, and then I have my look at and admire axe. So that's what.
All right, Mark. So yes, we could definitely water jet them out. We could. If you want to give me the $2,700 it costs for a decent water jet, I'd be happy to.
Now we could have it done if you could draw it up in a CAD and take it to somewhere, and they would cut it out for us. And this is a handmade knife.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only that, but they're going to charge you for it, and anything that they charge you for it, you got to add to the price.
Price up raises the price up, raises the price up.
But the other thing too, the other unique thing about having a hand cut knife, and this is probably the most important thing about it, is that every one of them is different. You cannot cut 2 of them exactly the same. You can't sand 2 of them exactly the same. It's impossible using primitive methods of cutting this stuff out. You cannot make 2 identical knives. So everybody that gets one of these knives will have a one-of-a-kind knife.
Right.
Maybe the same type.
Cool. Yeah.
Excuse me. Maybe the same type as the other types, but every one of them is slightly different than the next.
Each batch of micarta will turn out a little bit different. I'll sand the handles a little bit differently, just like cutting them out. So, I mean, from end to pommel, this knife they're going to be different in every single way. That's what makes them unique. That's what's going to make them an heirloom quality knife. Actually my wife shipped a knife to a friend of mine this week that I made, and I got messages from him while I was on my way home from work, and he said, "That is incredible. I thank you so much because you have created an heirloom for my family."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's what we're doing,
Yeah.
Gray Fox. We're making heirlooms for people.
Sure. And that's the way I feel about the knife you made for me too. I mean, it's a one of a kind piece.
Right.
You know, that's why I really like the fact that you left it excuse me, somewhat
The forge
you know,
marks in it.
the forge marks in it and stuff, because it just makes it really unique and hand done and handmade. And
You can never replicate
no, for
any
sure.
other blade, no matter what. You can make something that looks kind of similar, but it will never be the same. There will never be another knife like that.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do with my stuff is there's one and only one.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a cool thing. Not only that, but where else are you going to be able to buy? You know, because where else are you going to be able to buy a one of a kind first run knife that nobody else has ever made for $150? That's what we're going to do for the D2 ones, which is way less than you would pay if any other knife maker made it out of D2. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Especially for a first run knife. The Damascus ones are going to be more expensive. I apologize for that in advance. First off, there's only 4 of them, and I would imagine that both myself and John are going to want to keep one, and then which means there's 2 of them. So they're going to be a little expensive, but that's how it goes.
Oh, and just the teaser. I sent an email to a guy that I know, and for our 2 blades, I've got something special in mind for it.
Oh
Just
yeah.
keep that in mind. I found a guy who laser cuts brass, and he can cut your logo and my logo and embed it into a 1/4-inch brass pin that will hold the scales on.
What?
That's cool.
Yes.
That is way freaking cool.
Yeah, for you drawing me into this, I'm going to get those pins.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yours and I knife is going to have our YouTube logos on it,
Wow.
handles in.
That's freaking awesome. Did you send him the new YouTube logo? The
Yeah.
Celtic one?
Yes.
Freaking sweet, man. I like that logo. That looks really cool. Looks really cool. So yeah, so all in all, I mean, back to I don't know what subject we're on at this point. We were talking about knives and whatnot. But yeah, that's freaking awesome, man. I appreciate that.
No problem.
But yeah, so as far as this battle box goes, I think it's a good box. I don't think it's a super exciting box. I think it's a good DOP kit. I think that the bag that they put in it was really nice. It's big, but for me, because I have to carry so much stuff, I mean, I wear suits when I'm at work for the most part. So when I travel, it'll be nice to be able to bring my steamer with me and all that other good stuff. Yeah, it's not a Cleveland steamer; it's an actual steamer. But I'll be able to bring my steamer with me and all my other good stuff in that bag, and I think it'll all fit great. So I think it's a good box. I'm looking forward to getting it and kind of smelling everything.
Yeah, me too.
And whatnot. You know.
I think it's a very necessary box. There's the stuff that they've given us, especially over like the past 8 months, has been very themed and important and really, really great gear. I love it. This box was needed. It's very important. Whether you like it or not, we're the members in a community that is Battle Box. And we know that going in. And like I wrote on the forums today because people were complaining. I'm like, hey, I look at my Battle Box subscription as a bill.
Right.
I pay it every month.
Yep.
One time a month, just out of the blue, I get a whole box of really cool stuff. And I don't even think about that I paid for that. It's just a bill that I pay, like paying my water, paying my electric, that type of thing.
Right.
I pay my bottle box. And then all of a sudden, I get an email, I get excited, Monkey gets excited, and we've got a box of really cool gear to talk about, and I get to spend time with my daughter shooting a video.
Right.
I don't care if I rolled up little camp towels. I'm going to spend an hour bonding with my daughter, talking about the stuff that's in that box and why it's important.
Yep.
That's a home run for me.
Yep,
It doesn't matter what's in it. That's what I do with my battle boxes. I use it to spend time with my daughter and fill kits and everything else. So, hey, I love it.
Yeah, I've gotten a little bit of use out of the one I got from Alpha Outpost, and I'm pretty stoked to replace some of those items. So, because some of the stuff I've been using in my travel kit, they're just not that great of quality. So, pretty excited to get a couple things that I could dedicate and just stash in there. So when I go camping or hunting or traveling or anything like that, I've just got it and it's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very cool. So, yeah. So I think it's a cool kit. I think because of all the traveling, I'm going to use it a lot. But I could see somebody that doesn't travel at all or doesn't go anywhere, kind of just lives in their house and buys gear just to put it in the closet. They're probably not gonna like this kit very much. So.
Right. One thing let's see. They went heavy on the Grenade Soap Co. company.
They did.
That's a new company.
Yes.
And they're a veteran-owned company. All that.
So
it's awesome. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 5 items from that company in the box, which I think is pretty cool. That's enough to kickstart a business to get that much stuff in a battle box.
Especially the products they have, because it's not a veteran who's buying some cheap Chinese-made crap and selling it. They're doing good quality stuff. Mm-hmm. So, thank you, Battle Dan. I think that was an awesome step to do that. As a veteran small business owner, I love that. Thank you.
Matter of fact, just now that you bring that up, I sent a email and a Facebook message to the Veterans Business Alliance.
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard anything back yet, but I think they're busy doing something. But I would imagine that you could do the same thing, man.
Yeah.
It's I've always been of the mind of helping out fellow veterans, and if we can work together as a team, that's how it works for me.
Yeah, we've won world wars working together as teams. I think we can handle business.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So I thought that was kind of a cool deal.
Right.
But anyways, so yeah. So you guys got anything else any other subjects you want to bring up? Have you, no, I don't want to bring that up because that would ruin a surprise. So that's not going to happen. But yeah, so once again, you said what,
3,556.
3,556.
We've got 555 more subscribers to go.
So then you're just going to do a random draw from all the subscribers or what?
I'll do something. I don't know. I'll do something where people can, enter to win. I kind of want to reach out maybe to, guys like Dan, see if he would like to throw anything in there. Maybe reach out. I've got a kind of a little, I don't know what you want to call it, but starting to get to know the owner of Shooter's Loot too, and he seems like a really solid guy. So I might reach out to him and see, what he.
Yeah, he sent me an email today. I haven't heard back from him since I emailed him back, but seems like a really cool guy.
Yeah, he is a really cool guy. And we chat a couple times a month just via Facebook Messenger.
That's cool.
Usually after I post a video and and that type of thing. So anyways, see if he wants to kick anything in, if he's got any, spare gear. And then I've been accumulating stuff that
I'll send you an axe.
Yes, and you're sending me an axe, which I greatly appreciate. But have like 4 different prizes, ideally, so that I can just kind of spread the love a little bit. I really appreciate everybody's support for what I do, what you guys do. We don't make money on this. We lose money on YouTube. If typically.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So, the reward for me is getting emails from, like, I got an email. It's been a while since I heard from this cat. I think he's out at Basic, but before he went to Basic, last summer, he was still at home. Just a young kid emailed me saying, "Hey, I really like your videos. You inspired me to get outside and go fishing and this and that. And, I ship off to Basic here in a little while. I'm really hoping I don't, lose that interest." And I just told them, dude, just, when you got some time off, just go for a hike, get to know the area around you, dude.
Exactly.
And it's stuff like that make my day for me. Or fishing with a subscriber. I did that a couple weeks ago, fished with a really cool guy and, met somebody new, made a new friend, and that's how I look at it. So.
You make friends easy though, Chris. Because you're such a nice guy.
I guess. I don't know.
I like you, buddy.
Yeah.
I only had to meet you once, man, in person to be like, I'll be friends with this guy forever.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, because you're a good dude, man.
Yeah. You seem like an awesome guy.
Yeah,
well, thank you.
Awesome
at some point, all 3 of us will get to meet each other, and that'll be great fun.
That's going to be really awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And now, on that note, he leaves. He just dropped the mic on us, man. He just dropped the mic and whoop, out. Yeah, I'm a great guy. See ya.
I got another box that I haven't opened yet from Shooter's Loot. I'm going to record this maybe tonight. It's kind of dark in my house. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but pretty excited about this one. This is their AR box. You guys want me to open it?
What about a live peek? Maybe one item,
Yeah. Give us a teaser, Chris.
A little teaser.
All right.
Da, da, da. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
I still have one of them.
Yeah.
I might need to buy another one from somebody.
I've got an extra one.
Okay. Do you want to see the $125 value item or the $30 value?
What do you think? What kind of question is that?
The big one.
The big one.
Okay. Just sneak peek.
I don't see anything. You're not making any noise.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's a drop in.
Yeah. So 3.5 pound pull.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So the rumor is that they've teamed up with some really cool companies. They've got some really cool suppliers. So they want to get the word out on that box,
Joe Squirrel says, I don't know. I went hunting with that Chris guy. I could tell you some things.
Yeah, Joe could. He could tell you how bad I stink after I haven't showered for 6 days.
That's awesome, man.
And how shitty of a shot I am sometimes.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. We all got those weeks, man. It's called hunting week. It's all good.
Exactly.
Definitely. Well, that's awesome, man. So yeah, that's cool. So Shooter's Loot, they have a AR box, and then do they have 2 levels of the AR box?
No, it's just one level on that AR box.
One level AR box, which is just Ultimate or whatever?
No, the AR box is totally separate from their other subscriptions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then they have the regular subscription, which is standard, and what are they called, Chris?
3 tiers on their regular subscription.
Mm-hmm.
So And the ultimate is the one I get, and it's $79. They've thrown in 3 O lights in a row. So 3 months in a row, I've got a different O light.
Those are good
Yeah.
lights, man.
Yeah.
So what's the cost on the AR box?
The AR box. Let me look really quick. I full disclosure, I didn't buy that one. So
It's all right.
join. Hang on.
Probably the one, but it wouldn't share like. That was weird.
But yeah, no, I mean that's really cool.
120.
120.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's
No.
those triggers are pretty pricey actually. So that's not a bad deal, man.
Right.
God knows what else you have in there. I'm sure we'll see that video
Yeah.
in the next couple of days, huh?
Yeah, sometime in the next few days. The thing for me is, I have that SIG, and it's kind of tricky what works with that gun and what doesn't. Like I wanted to get an oversized charging handle or a different charging handle on it. But you can't just go get, a regular charging handle, and an aftermarket. There's like one aftermarket charging handle you can order for that SIG. So kind of concerned that it's not, some of these aren't going to fit. So you know what that makes me want to do? It makes me want to go buy a gun. So I might end up going to find a new basic AR.
Yeah. Buy one that says, now I know sometimes it sounds like an oxymoron with the military, but buy one where the upper and lower is mil spec.
Right.
That only means that it meets the measurement requirements for what the military says this is an M16 or an M4. So then any part on the market that says mil spec
will fit
that gun. When SIG made their gun, they did their own measurements and made their own stuff. So you would have to buy SIG parts or anyone that they would license to make parts for them because it's not mil spec. So make sure if you're going to get another one, go with mil spec, and then the aftermarket parts are awesome out there for it.
I'll slam
right. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know where I was going. Where was I going? I think that this trigger, sorry, I am just distracted. I don't know why. I think that this trigger will fit, and I think the other item will work as well, but I don't think the other item is one that I really need to upgrade. I think the one that's already integrated into the SIG is going to be effective enough. So kind of want to go buy like a really bare bone. I was thinking maybe like one of those, is it oh gosh, what's the brand? The M&P Sport or something like that, AR. They're they're fairly cheap, and you can, I could just upgrade. I could build it up with some of these items that I might be getting from this box.
Yeah. So we got a couple of questions, Chris. First off, Oregon Grown. It's his last day at trucking. He'll be living in Oregon. That's awesome, man. Congratulations, buddy. So thanks for entertaining me over the last month. You're welcome. The next one is, do you get any free boxes to talk about boxes you discuss? I do not. I know that some people do. I'll let Chris speak to his own deal.
Yeah, so occasionally I get free boxes. I've gotten I got two boxes from a company called Outdoor Box Club. They were kind of like a basic entry level outdoorsman type box, and I thought that they were decent for the price. Then I also got a free box from a company called Hunter's Hall. I got one box from them that was all right. This is a free box. I did not pay for this one. I do pay for my other Shooter's Loot box though. And I will be getting Battle Box going forward for free. All of my prior ones, back to mission 8 or 9 when I started, I paid for Pro Plus level.
Now that's not to say I don't get some stuff. I'm partnered with Cold Steel, so I do get stuff from Cold Steel. Once in a while, I'll get products from Battle Box. They'll send me stuff for like my giveaways and whatnot, which is great. I just the other day was in contact with I got Worksharp got a hold of me, and they're sending me their new model of the Ken Onion um, to try out and wreck and whatnot because I'm a big supporter of Worksharp.
Yes.
So so I do get some free stuff now and again from these different companies that I like. Um, but I'm pretty straightforward about it. If people ask me or whatever, I don't really care. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Back when I used to have a gaming channel, and I used to do a lot of gaming stuff, I got free shit constantly. Keyboards, mice, games, you name it. But
Right.
that's not what I'm about anymore. I'm more I'm more about not sitting in front of the TV for 8 hours a day playing games. I'm more about getting back to my roots of being outdoors and enjoying my the outdoors and being creative on the level that I'm used to being by making my axes and knives and things like that on more of a full time basis. Um, so that's why I do this and all this stuff. It's a slow climb, building these things up. None of these YouTube things happen overnight. You have to put the time and effort and advertising and money into it in order to make it big. But even when it's big, you don't make a shitload of money by any means. It's cool to have the products, but you have to like what you do. You have to
Right.
enjoy doing it. You have to enjoy entertaining people and talking to people and and everything else and that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, two things. Like I just turned down. I get offers to review stuff quite frequently. Actually, I just turned down this company. They said they're like a sock box. They're called Socksy, and they're like, we think this would be great for your channel. And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I really don't get it. Like, what do what do you have? Wool socks? Do you have like, high tech socks or something? Like, what's so cool about your socks? And, I'm an outdoorsman, show me one that's going to make me think this is cool. They emailed me one that was, like birds and the planet Earth and trees and stuff were the design of it.
On
They
a sock?
on the sock, yeah. They said, we think this would fit really well for your channel. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Thanks for the offer. I think I'll pass, Like, what the hell? So, people offer to send stuff from time to time for me to review. I prefer to just buy the stuff that I would want and then review it. I still have to do the exception is when a viewer sends me something. I still have to make a video on this. Oh my gosh, I got so much stuff on my desk. This is that
Baseball bat flashlight?
yeah, that beer man from the forum sent to me. So I still have to do the review on that, but yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I think of all the subscription boxes, as far as I'm referring to Slacks Dobbs comment here. In my opinion, Battle Box is the best I've come across. Pay for each and they're above and beyond impressive. I agree. I haven't got a single Battle Box that I didn't think was worth
Yeah.
the money.
Same with me.
Not a single one.
Yeah, same here.
I love what they do. I love what the company stands for. The people there are great. Anytime there's been any issue, they've taken care of it. Well, I think they go above and beyond to take care of their people. And then the stuff they put together is just, it's inventive and cool. I mean,
They're
some of it
very
is a duplicate of what I've already got, but most of it is kind of stuff that I'm like,
yeah.
bought it yet? Or it's something that, well, maybe I'll try and find it on a video and see what kind of reviews I can find or that type of stuff. But nope, now I've got it. So now I can work with it. So,
Right.
Right.
Well, yep. Go ahead.
For John, you're probably further into like the prep lifestyle and that type of stuff than I am. So I'm pretty new to it, to be totally honest. So a lot of times I use a lot of the themes that BattleBox sends, and I'm like, oh wow, that's an area that I'm totally weak in, and it exposes me to companies that provide those products, whether it's not the exact product that I
right.
got, and a lot of times there's a coupon code to go get other items from those companies, So there, for me, the battle box stuff is kind of more than just what you get. It's the spark or the thought process that comes after getting it and see where I'm lacking.
Yeah, and you can tell they put a lot into it. Not only
Yes.
that, but the people that work there they're great. They're good people. They support veterans, which is huge for me,
Mm.
and they're very approachable people. Now, all three of us have, in one way or another, dealt with BattleBox, the company.
Right.
Chris did a live feed with Dan and Curran, like what, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago. They've bought axes from me and did giveaways from that stuff, and I know that John is working with them on something, so John's talked to him. So, we've all had conversations with them, and they've worked with all three of us, and we're nothing special. I mean, well, except for Chris.
I'm not that special. I really am not.
I'm, in personality, Chris is what I'm
Okay.
talking about.
Yeah.
But
All right.
You're a great guy, and you're a great guy, and you're doing great things. And when you do that, you attract great people to you.
yeah,
So it's natural, and your fit that's just part of your success as you're growing, doing what you do. That you're meeting the people and making the contacts that you are, and having the opportunities to look at this stuff that you're getting ready to do videos on, and the settings you've got to bring that to people like me. I mean, you were one of the first YouTube guys that I started watching. You, and then I watched Such a lot, and Chris Tanner from Prepared Mind 101. I started watching those, and I was like, well, yours was different because I really need to learn fishing from you because I never grew up fishing. But those guys, they have, sensible prepper, and then Chris with his prepared stuff is like, they're really not teaching me anything new, but these people they're dynamic and they're engaging. And if I have some free time and I've got nothing else to do, I don't want to sit down and watch a sitcom.
Right.
I would much rather, at that point, and still today, I would much rather watch Out West with Chris and learn something and see him fish and see how he engages with his audience versus some dancing monkeys on the effing TV.
right. Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Like I said earlier, I just took a new job, and one of my main reasons for taking that new job was, it doubled my paid time off. It reduced my expected hours that I would have to work a week, because I work a job that's 50 to 60 hours a week, and then I come home and do YouTube after I take care of my kids. So, it's going to allow some more flexibility for me to get out and go places. Like, I've already got a trip planned to North Carolina to fish with some buddies out there who do YouTube. I got a plan to fish in May up in Oregon with my buddy Dean, who catches huge trout. But it'll also allow me maybe next year to go to Blade Show or something like that. I mean, I talked to a guy, we're working on a little project together, and he said, hey, I could probably get you into SHOT Show this next year. You should book a room. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So, all of these little things. And I think if anybody here is watching and thinking, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, there's so much that goes into it. And there's a lot of time that goes into it before you start seeing any real result. Like I said before, I've been doing, I went a year before I really saw any growth.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, for some reason people started watching the channel and started getting subscribers. So, and then I think, just being authentic. Like, I had a conversation with the dude the other day. He was like, hey, should I change my channel up? And I'm like, why would you change it up? Do you like doing what you do? And he's like, kind of, but
be genuine then. Just be you.
Right.
He was coming up with all these different ideas, and they just seemed a little bit disingenuous to who he was. And I said, hey, if that's what you want to do on your channel, do it, But if it's just doing it to get views, why would you do it,
Yep. Exactly.
And I actually had a milestone for my channel. my tiny little baby channel. I was contacted by Titan Survival. You know, they make the Titan Survival cord and whatnot.
Yeah.
They sent me a 100-foot yank of their paracord to do a review video on.
That's awesome, man.
I've never been contacted by anybody. They said, we've watched your channel and we like what you do, and we want you to do our paracord. Would you do it? And I said, yeah, sure. You know, I have a bunch. First time I saw it was in Battle Box when they sent it. I forget what mission.
Yeah, I remember.
50-foot yank of it, and that stuff's awesome. So I was like,
it is good stuff.
Yeah. I just got it the other day, so I'm gonna.
So that was the first thing you've gotten from your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. And you know what, dude? Stuff's just gonna start kind of coming in. You know what I mean? Yeah. And opportunities. Like I think the best thing for me though, more than like the stuff I get or whatever, is the friendships I've made. Like whether it's with you, Garrick, John, sooner or later, like you said before, we're going to meet in person and hang out. But, some dudes on the East Coast that I'm going to fish with, those guys are awesome, and just some of those friendships that have developed because of YouTube. Yep. I guess we're getting off in the weeds a little bit, but anyways.
That's all right. I mean, we've been at this for an hour. So,
yeah.
But the main important thing, guys, is this was a test, and it didn't crash once.
Oh, no, dude, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we launch the other channel and just start
we
people
can.
Right now?
I think we should probably do at least one or two regular shows on a regularly scheduled time and make sure we have all the bugs out, and then I'll go ahead and create the other channel.
Okay.
And I'll get our viewers up enough that we can broadcast live. Because it'll take me a couple weeks to get our viewers up to enough to be able to broadcast live. You have to have 1,000.
Oh, I didn't know you had 1,000 to broadcast live.
Yeah, you have to have 1,000 to be a partner. Yep.
Huh.
Yep. So it'll take me probably a week or two to get there. But like I said, I got a buddy that'll get us there, so it's no problem. I don't know how that works, but we'll see.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I will definitely do that. So I guess why don't we plan on being here on is Monday going to work for you this week, Chris?
Monday actually will work this week, and then every other Monday after.
Cool. That's fantastic. So we'll plan on Monday at 8:00.
Okay.
We'll get together slightly earlier to make sure everything's working properly. Then
we just
we'll go from there.
This one?
Yeah. Well, this one wasn't bad. I mean, we had the little audio issue, but I figured out what that was. It was just a setting in the Google Hangouts.
Okay. But we can promote this one, like put it out on our respective
Twitters and Instagrams and Facebook and all that stuff. Absolutely. We'll do that for Monday.
Okay, sweet.
Cool. Hey, thanks everybody for stopping by. Really super appreciate it. I know this was just a test and we had a little bit of technical issues, but we really, really appreciate it. And that'll give me time to make our closeout scream that I still forgot to do. Damn it. So on that note, are we good, fellas?
I'm good.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. See y'all.